guys, welcome back to my channel. Why not? It's your girl Miss K. So today we're going to be going over the second episode of Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. Okay, I am so sorry for being so late. I took these notes last week, so I said, you know what, I'm not letting them go to waste. I just could not get the video out any sooner. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna have to really probably stick to the notes because it's not fresh in my head anymore. So please forgive me for that, guys. All right. So anyway, the episode starts off with Jocelyn. You know, she's still going on about wanting to get married and everything. And so Mr. Ish comes in and he tries to break down to her why, you know, she's in a rush to get a commitment from her man. And what's her man's name? Ballistic. See, I'm already. So basically, Dr. Ish tells her that it's because she never got a commitment from her mother or father, you know, so she has some issues of abandonment there. So that's why she's in such a rush to get a commitment from her man, Ballistic. Okay, so now they call a meeting and they have an exercise called Broken Records. So they pick stuff, you know, pick topics that they blame each other for, right? So the first people that go up is Bianca and Chose. And one thing I did notice that throughout this whole episode, every time they called a couple up for whatever, they always called up Bianca and Chose first. When it was the exercise, they called them up first. And when they had to go before Judge Lynn Toller or whatever, they called them up first. It was just always calling them up. Okay. Anyway, so we find out a few more things about Bianca and Chose, and they basically are very comfortable with airing out their dirty laundry on social media. And, you know, they be having arguments and everything on social media, just throwing it all out there. So what's his name? Chose was saying that she brings him a lot of anxiety. Like one time, they were away from each other and she called him like 600 times. People were really like, are you kidding me? Like they could not believe that she called this guy 600 times. Okay. And then we also found out that she was pregnant 3 times. 2 times she aborted it, and the 3rd time she had a miscarriage. So the castmates, the other boot campers, they were saying, especially like CeeLo and Shani, they were feeling sorry for Bianca and Chose because they were saying that it's very sad that this is their norm. You know, the norm of when you argue with your man or your lady, you posting it on social media for everybody to hear. Like, since when? Or for everybody to see, not really hear, but for everybody to see. Like, it's everybody's business. And that's really the way of the world today. So even if like now, even though I didn't grow up like that, people in my age range will be like that as well, because that's just the culture now that we're in, where people put each other on blast now, you know. I ain't trying to do that though. So we do continue to see that their relationship is toxic, and it's just like, we don't, just not sure if they're gonna make it, but we're gonna keep on going. Next we got Jocelyn and Ballistic, and then he tries to tell her that he finds it disrespectful that she cussed him off and dismisses him. And that Jocelyn's problem with him is that she feels like he has a wall up and that he's holding on to the past due to losing his best friend. So she, you know, he's not really letting her in like that because of the past trauma of losing his best friend, obviously. So next, Styles and Aja go up, and their major issue is trust due to his infidelity. And then next we got Michelle and Stu, and the issues that they have is that he's not attentive enough, and that, you know, she's not his type, and, you know, the same thing we heard last week. I still feel like Michelle is onto something in terms of her not being Stu's type. I just kind of feel like Stu is not being honest with her and letting her know that he's possibly also attracted to men. That is my opinion. Okay, so just like we heard last week that CeeLo and Shani's problems is communication, but CeeLo also feels like Shani also comes off disrespectful towards him. And Shani wants CeeLo to leave out all of his colorful words and just communicate plainly to her, because he's just, you know, he's just got this poetic side to him, and it's just too much for her. And she's just like, just lay it on the line clearly. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the thing I like about the marriage boot camp is the fact that the problems in other people's relationships, obviously people, they're kind of, you're working out your issues in front of everybody, And even though that might seem a bit uncomfortable, and for some people they're like, I ain't trying to do that. At the same time, it gives other couples the opportunity to look and see other relationships. You know, they can pull from areas that they relate to, or they could say, wow, we don't have it that bad, and appreciate their spouse a little more or their partner a little more. You know what I mean? But in this instance, Styles, you know, he got a little emotional because CeeLo was saying that he loves Shawnee more than he loves himself. And, you know, Styles really took that deeply. Like, he really, you know, he felt like that's a real big deal for a man to say that. And he felt like there has to be a deeper reason that CeeLo would say he loves his woman more than himself, because there's some type of underlining self-esteem type of issues. And he just really felt his pain, because he was saying that you don't know what men go through. You know what I mean? So, and it was admirable even for Bianca to see Styles P cry, because he was in touch with his emotions. And of course, you know, that's very good. All right. So next, the group is mingling, and Stu is by himself. And Jocelyn says to him, why are you and Miss Chalet the only couple in this house that's never together? Right. And I forgot what kind of comment that he made or whatever, but I was thinking about that. Okay. Like, they said that, but it got me to thinking, you know how they show like the preview of the whole season? They give us little snippets here, snippets there, and everything of stuff to come. Well, in one of the episodes, in one of the snippets, should I say, Dr. Ish said, one of y'all couples here is not really a couple. Jocelyn said that to Stu. Automatically, I thought of that clip or snippet of Dr. Drew saying one of the couples in here are not real, they're not really together, they're not a couple or whatever. I thought about Miss Chalet and Stu, because like I said, first of all, they have the most reasons of everyone not to be like, to be the fakest couple. She live on West Coast, he live on the East Coast or whatever, you know what I mean? And on top of that, they've been together for 10 months, so they say. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. So Choses is talking to the guys. You know, they separate, and the guys and the girls, they have their little powwow. Choses is talking to the guys, and he's telling them that, you know, he kind of just rather not be with her because it's just too much stress. You know, he feels like he's wasting time with her, you know, and that things are pretty much not going to be better because all they do is fight. Like, every day, that's all they do. And that's pretty bad. And I kind of totally agree with him. And I feel like I just hope that at the end of this, they're strong enough to walk away from each other. But if it's okay if I give you guys a little spoiler, like, I don't know who, one of my kids pulled up a picture, I think it was on Instagram, and it showed Bianca pregnant. I'm talking about full term, basically. She looked like she was about 7-8 months. I mean, that's not full term, but you know what I mean, last trimester pregnant. 7-8 months, she looked like, stomach just protruding all the way out. And you know how they do those little pregnant photo shoots? That's what she did. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that, to me, that means she stayed with him, unless she moved that quick on to somebody else. I don't know. But these things are filmed ahead, you know, in advance or whatever, you know. And they just show it to us now. So anyway, whatever. In case you guys didn't know, she is pregnant. I don't know if it's by Choses, but she's pregnant. Okay? And like I was saying before, that is that I hope that she could walk away from him. But if she's pregnant by him, it's going to be a little harder. Anyway, so on the other side of the house, Shawnee tries to school Bianca, and hopefully she takes the advice. But I just wasn't sure. Like, I heard her listening, but it seemed like she was trying to make a few excuses or whatever. But, you know, you never know. But you can only do so much. But I do like how the OGs are coming to the kids' aid. You know what I mean? The OGs are coming and schooling the kids. I appreciate that. And hopefully the kids appreciate that as well. Anyway, next they have to battle each other with the issues that they blame one another for. You know, the ones that they picked out in the other exercise. Now they got to do a battle, a rap battle. And that was pretty cool. You know, even Miss Chalet and Stu did pretty good. And because I was kind of wondering how was that going to sound with Miss Chalet's voice and everything. But it was pretty cool. So anyway, when Judge Lynn Toller comes in, instead of her dishing out whatever she has to say, her judgment is going to be a jury of your peers type of thing. So everybody has to judge how they feel about the other's relationships. All right, so when it's Bianca's turn to be the, the jury of her peers, Miss Chalet just interrupts the whole thing like, oh, excuse me. And she interrupts everything and talking about, oh, when you said that, he took his hand off of me or whatever, because she's basically saying that Stu is attracted to Jocelyn. So because of that, he had to take his arm from around her or whatever. Anyway, so she totally embarrassed him, and he just felt like, wow, why would she do that in front of everybody, And Bianca was trying to tell her, you are beautiful, this and that. But anyway, after it was all said and done, to add insult to injury, she walks up to Miss Chalet. She walks up to Jocelyn and Ballistic and says, I'm just telling you, that's what he does. I was like, oh, so basically trying to rub it in more. And it's like, why would you do that? Like, it's a good thing that Ballistic didn't take it anyway, even though he made a joke and saying, oh, me and you gonna have to talk. He didn't take it in a way like that, because what if you would have caused them to have a fight or something like that, because you're telling this man that your man is attracted to his woman? Like, that sounds so messy, right? But it is messy for her to do that. Like, if this is supposed to be your guy, why would you want to put him in a situation like that? I guess she was just so upset that she wanted to get him beat up or something. But anyway, that was just messed up. So, like I said, good thing Ballistic wasn't tripping. He went out there and spoke to Stu, and they had their little powwow, and everything was fine. Okay, but on another note, I could see how Choses can drive Bianca crazy, because there were some scenes where she was trying to be, trying to cuddle with him and just show him some affection, and he kept like pushing her off and everything. So it was kind of sad to see that, because as females, a lot of times that's how we show our love. We like to be touchy-feely sometimes and everything. And if your man doesn't reciprocate that, or he acts like you're annoying him, that's a terrible feeling. So I just kind of feel like she's in that type of situation, and I think that's what makes it even more toxic, because if she's really invested in him and he doesn't show it unless he wants to, or he's not in the mood to show it, it makes you wonder if he really loves her, because that's just kind of like, you can't be shooing her off like she's some type of fly or something like that, It's not cool. It's a bad sign to me. It doesn't look good. And another thing is, there's no way of her really knowing where she stands while he's acting like that. You know what I mean? But like I said, I hope she have the strength to walk away from that relationship. If, like, let's say the present day and they're still together. I hope things are good. But if the things are not good and it's still the same, I hope she has the strength to walk away. All right, child and all. Don't let the child make you stay, honey. Anyway, so that's my recap, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I am so sorry for being late. You know what? Who knows? It's all right. Look, sometimes I be getting like 10 views on these videos, and sometimes it makes me feel like, you know what? They're not that popular. Maybe I shouldn't do them. But I was encouraged by somebody's video one of these days, like last week or so, and they were saying even if one person watches, that's good enough for me. And I'm trying to get to that level where even if one person watches, that's good enough for me. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. You guys be blessed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload videos like this one. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.